Yes, sir. What's up, MDB family? Back with another video. Today we're talking about Miami Heat, what their starting lineup will be, what their bench rotations will be for the upcoming season. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. We do new NBA videos every single week. I put up a couple other lineup videos today. I put up the Lakers video, I put up the Celtics video. The day before that, I put up the Raptors video. So if you guys are interested in those teams' lineups, feel free to go check those videos out. So we're going to cover 4 topics in regards to the Miami Heat. We're going to cover, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, yeah. So we're going to cover who's on the roster. We're going to cover who the starting lineup will be. We're going to cover what the bench rotation is going to look like. Then we're going to cover the strengths and weaknesses of the Miami Heat lineup. So let's get into who's on the roster. As you guys know, the Heat did lose a couple players. They lost Jay Crowder. That's the most notable loss. They lost Jay Crowder and they lost Derrick Jones Jr. to free agency. Jay Crowder went to Phoenix Suns and Derrick Jones Jr. went to the Blazers. But the Heat did get a couple of additions. They got Avery, Bradley, and Precious Achiuwa. Precious Achiuwa, he was drafted. Some people think he might be the steal of the draft just because he went to the perfect situation for him to develop. Like, the thing with Precious Achiuwa, he has a lot of raw skills, but he needs to refine those skills. And the things that draft analysts were saying is that for him to excel in this league, he needs to go to a team that has a good development structure in place. And I think Miami Heat are a perfect team for that. Miami Heat is one of the best development teams in the league. We all see what they're able to do with guys like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, how they take guys from kind of like the ground up and just help them develop and become better overall players. We've seen the same thing with Kendrick Nunn. So with Precious Achiuwa, he's a guy, he's 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. He was forced to play center last year because James Wiseman was, ineligible to play for most of the season due to a scandal. But Precious Achiuwa, he's naturally more so a power forward or a small ball 5. So with the Heat, I see him playing some power forward and some small ball 5. He has a very high motor, and I think that's great with guys on Miami. Jimmy Butler loves guys with high motors. Pat Riley loves them. Eric Spoelstra loves them. Miami Heat is just a very hard work, grit and grind, like high motor team, so I think he's going to fit right in. A guy like Bam Adebayo can definitely be a mentor for him. So Precious Achiuwa, he's going to come off the bench playing some 4 and some 5 minutes. You guys have Bam Adebayo, Avery Bradley, Jimmy Butler, Captain Jimmy, Goran Dragic. They re-signed him to a deal this year. It's either a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal with team option. I'm not sure. Paul Abua. Oh yeah, the Heat signed Maurice Harkless. So I guess Maurice Harkless is supposed to replace some of Jay Crowder's minutes. He's not as good as Jay Crowder. He is pretty good defensively, but his shooting is it's not that good. Like, for his career, is he even 30%? So for his career as a 3-point shooter, he's a 32% 3-point shooter. It's not that bad, but I think Jay Crowder is a bit better, like, if I was to look up. And let me look at what he was last season. Last season, he shot 28% from 3. The year before that, he shot 37%. So let's look at Jay Crowder, boys. Jay Crowder. So for his career, Jay Crowder is a 34% 3-point shooter. He shot 45% from 3 with Miami last year. He shot 30% with Memphis and then 35% with TOT. Who the fuck is TOT? Who the fuck is TOT? I don't know. Whoever the fuck that is. But anyways, Jay Crowder, Maurice Harkless is going to replace some of Jay Crowder's minutes. Avery Bradley, of course, as I mentioned. Udonis Haslem, he's still on the team. He's just like a good locker room guy. He's a Heat legend. He's been with the team his whole career pretty much. So you got Tyler Hero as well. This is going to be a breakout season for Tyler Hero. He already showed what he had to prove in the bubble. He played very well in the bubble. He was hitting a lot of shots off the dribble, catch and shoot. We all seen him go like this. The Tyler Hero fucking smirk or whatever. Andre Iguodala, he is a year older. Andre Iguodala, he's a great player, great locker room guy. He's a mentor for the young guys for sure, but I don't know how much he has to give in terms of actual basketball play. We saw in the bubble he wasn't the most effective. Like, he's a good guy to have, but you can't really depend on him too much. He's more like the icing on the cake. He can't really be dependent on as the actual cake. Then you guys have BJ Johnson. I've never heard of this guy before. Myers Leonard. They re-signed Myers Leonard to like a 2-year, $10 million contract or something like that. Kendrick Nunn, KZ Okpala, Kelly Olynyk, Duncan Robinson, Chris Silva, Max Struss, Brian. Who the fuck is this? Gabe Vincent. Okay, so that's the Heat's roster. Now we're gonna look at the depth chart for. This is who ESPN thinks the starting lineup is gonna be. So this is the second topic of our 4 topics. So we discussed who's on the roster. Now we're gonna discuss what the starting lineup will be. So ESPN is projecting that the Miami Heat starting lineup will be Goran Dragic, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Myers Leonard, and Bam Adebayo. Me personally, I agree with ESPN. I think Goran Dragic is going to start. I think Duncan Robinson is going to play the 2, Jimmy Butler at the 3, Myers Leonard at the 4, Bam Adebayo at the 5. This is not their best lineup, but I think this will be their starting lineup. I think that because Tyler Hero, he could start. They could play Jimmy at the 1, Tyler at the 2, Duncan at the 3, but I feel like this lineup is better overall defensively because I think having Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero both on the floor at the same time is a bit of a defensive liability. We all know that NBA guys around the league like to attack Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero said in an interview he thinks it's because he's white, but I think it's just because guys around the league know that Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are the weak points on defense when your other options are attacking Jimmy Butler or attacking Bam Adebayo. You much rather attack guys like Hero and Robinson. So that's the starting lineup. It's going to be Dragic, Robinson, Butler, Leonard, and Adebayo. Now we're going to move into topic 3 of 4, which is going to be the bench lineup and the bench rotation. So coming off the bench, Miami has a lot of options. They have Kendrick Nunn, Avery Bradley, Precious Achiuwa, Tyler Hero, Maurice Harkless, Kelly Olynyk. And then deeper down the bench, they have Andre Iguodala and Chris Silva. I don't see Chris Silva getting very many minutes. I could be wrong though. So, did I say Olynyk? I think I did. So this is what the bench rotation is going to be like. So when Dragic comes on the bench at the point guard, then Kendrick Nunn is going to come on for him at the point guard. Jimmy Butler is going to play some point guard as well. Then when Duncan Robinson goes on the bench, we're going to see Tyler Hero come on for him as a shooting guard. You're going to see Kendrick Nunn and Tyler Hero as your main bench backcourt. Small forward, we're going to see a lot of Jimmy Butler. For Jimmy Butler, we're going to see Andre Iguodala come on for Jimmy. We're going to see Maurice Harkless play some 4. He's going to play some 3 as well, but mainly 4. He's going to come on for Myers Leonard. Then Kelly Olynyk, he's going to play the backup 5. Then behind Maurice Harkless and behind Olynyk, we're going to get some Precious Achiuwa minutes. I think towards the end of the season, like maybe after the All-Star break, we might see Precious Achiuwa be getting more minutes. He might eventually get more minutes than a guy like Maurice Harkless or Andre Iguodala. Like you might see them give Iguodala less minutes, move Maurice Harkless to the 3, bring Precious Achiuwa in at the 4, and keep Olynyk at the 5. That's when Achiuwa can get some more experience, get some games under his belt, and become more comfortable in the league. But to start, I see Achiuwa playing behind Harkless and Olynyk. So that's what I'm thinking in terms of the bench rotation. Heat fans, let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with what I'm thinking for the bench rotations and starting lineup. Do you guys think that the starting lineup will be like what ESPN is saying, or do you think that the Heat are going to start Tyler Hero? Last year, the Heat only started Tyler Hero in like 10 games. So I think it's going to be some of the same. And it's not that Tyler Hero is a bad player. I think he's one of the best players on the Heat. It's just that with the bench, I think he's better served on the bench at this point in his career because he'll have more. He'll be used more off the bench than he would be in the starting lineup. In the starting lineup, you're going to have Goran Dragic, Jimmy Butler, and Bam with the ball in their hands most of the time. With Tyler Hero on the floor, he would be taking the ball out of their hands, and he wouldn't get the ball as much as he would on the bench. So I see them utilizing him more on the bench just because he'll have more time and more freedom to work with the ball. Because Tyler Hero's a guy, he's most effective when I think coming off of screens and when he has the ball in his hands doing off the dribble pull-ups and stuff like that. So I think Tyler Hero makes more sense coming off the bench. But that's just my opinion, boys. Now we're going to get into the fourth and final topic, which is the strengths and weaknesses for this lineup. In regards to this lineup, I think one of the strengths are its versatility, because everyone on this lineup is taller than 6'6", except for Goran Dragic. Like Duncan Robinson is like 6'8", I think, if we had to check. 6'7". Duncan Robinson is 6'7". Jimmy Butler, he's 6'7". Bam Adebayo is 6'9", and Myers Leonard is 7 feet tall. So they have a tall lineup. I'm yawning, bitch. He have a tall lineup. They have everyone on that lineup is taller than 6'7", except for Goran Dragic. Dragic is 6'3", so that's one strength. They have a lot of length on that lineup. Another strength is the 3-point shooting. Everyone on this team could shoot threes. Bam Adebayo and Jimmy, they're not necessarily known for their 3-point shooting. Jimmy Butler didn't have a great season 3-point shooting wise last year. Sometimes it felt like he was hesitant to shoot the three, but that's just my opinion. Last year he shot 25% from three, but for his career he's a 33% 3-point shooter. I see his 3-point shooting going back up this season. Maybe instead of, I think the thing for Jimmy is he needs to start shooting more 3-pointers. So instead of averaging 2 3-pointers per game, I think he needs to average like 3 3-pointers per game. Because if he shoots 3 threes, I think he's guaranteed to hit one of them. If he shoots 2 threes, then he may not hit any at all. But if he shoots 3 threes, I think he's guaranteed to hit one. So he should shoot about 3 threes per game. In terms of other strengths for the starting lineup, I just think they're versatile. Myers Leonard and Bam Adebayo can both guard the 4 and the 5. Jimmy Butler can guard anywhere from 1 to 3. Duncan Robinson can guard anywhere from the 3 or the 2. Even a little bit of the 4, because he is 6'8", I believe. Is he 6'8" or is he 6'7"? He's 6'7", 215, so he's a bit light in the butt to be guarding power forwards, but he could still do it in small ball lineups. Goran Dragic, he can only really guard the 1. He can guard some 2s, but not that effectively. So I think this lineup, the strengths are their length, their versatility on defense and offense, the 3-point shooting. Myers Leonard can shoot threes. Goran Dragic can shoot threes. Dunk can shoot threes. So it's pretty good. Bam Adebayo, I'm not sure if Bam can shoot threes. Let me look it up. Bam does pretty much everything on the floor, so even if he can't shoot threes, that's not a problem. Yeah, so he's not much of a 3-point shooter, but he does pretty much everything else on the floor. So you can't really complain when it comes to Bam. So yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. Let me know what you guys think about the Miami Heat's roster going into this season. How do you guys feel about it? Do you think that the Miami Heat have what it takes to get back to the finals? I think they do have what it takes to get back to the finals. I think the future is bright in Miami. I think this year's team is okay, but I think the next season's team is going to be even better. I think next season's team will be the best Miami Heat team for the past few years. So make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what type of videos you guys want to see next. All right, peace.